Hello guys, welcome to Mark Shrimp Tanks. Today we have a success story. Remember the dead and dying Opa'ule we showed you in the other video? Well, it turns out we managed to save a majority of the shrimp. You can see them all here. All nice, bright red on the glass, aren't they all gorgeous? This is the first time I think I've actually properly shown you them in the tank. So as we all know, Opa'ule like to hide, so what you see here, there's probably about 20 or 30 of them in the glass here. There's going to be more than that inside these rock caverns. There always is. Okay, so let me share with you how I've managed to save these from a possible contamination. And it's over here. This is an active carbon pouch that I make, right? And so today this is what I'm going to show you how I make them. Okay, it's coming right up. Thank God I saved them. Okay guys, here is how we make these little balls. I'm going to stand on this side so you'll see both my arms over here. If you hear background noise, it's because my wife is cutting the grass. Perfect timing. So this is how I make them. We use a pair of pantyhose like this. This is just the leg cut off, and I'll put a little clip up here in the corner somewhere so you can see how I prepare this, because it's important that you boil this to clean it and to get out any soaps and conditioner that might be actually in the pantyhose, right? Because you don't want that going in your tank. So you'll see that up here in a second. It's also important that you rinse it as well, because quite often these nylon pantyhoses will be dyed too, right? So you don't want any of that junk going into your tank. Alright, so this is what we do. All I've done is I've cut the foot off because I've used this one multiple times. Cut the foot off, tie a simple knot, and then we're going to add our activated carbon, right? So the easiest way I do it, guys, is just grab the end, a big tube like this. I'm going to stand more to the side so you can see. Put it in a plastic cup, and I like to do a golf ball sized amount for every 60 litre tank, right? So this is my activated carbon. This is not the original bag because the original bag was kind of falling apart, but this stuff is active carbon. I buy it in Norway in a shop called Europris, and Europris is actually, I think it's named as super carbon, something like that. They use it for wine making, beer making, all that kind of good stuff. So that is what I do. I use a shot glass to get my rough estimate like this. You see it? And I put it into my container like so, right? So you lift it up like this. Pull over the tights back over the container, and you're left with a ball sack shaped figure. Ball sack. I didn't say that, did I? I give it a little shake like this, and the reason you do this, guys, is just because if you don't do this, it sits kind of loose in the bag, and you want it to be a little bit tighter because you want air flow, water flow to go through it when you put it next to your filtration, right? So all I do is pull it like that until it's tight. Simple overhand knot. Like so. Pull this knot down onto the bullock. Mark's activated carbon bullock. And what I do here, guys, is because I use this quite regularly in different tanks, I always do another one just above it, right? And then we're going to cut in between the two knots, and then the next knot we won't have to mess around with losing material and all that kind of stuff, right? So we're going to cut in here. Pull it tight, tighter and tighter and tighter. And there you go, there is our activated carbon bullock, ball, whatever you want to call it. Looks like a little butt. And we're going to cut here. Alright, so we have our scissors. Try and keep this nice and tidy like so. So we have a little pouch. This will go back into the bag where I keep all my stockings. I'm going to cut off this loose tag on this end, just to tidy it up a little bit. Like so. And then, guys, we go over to the sink. It's important you do this as well because activated carbon can be a little bit dusty. Hopefully you can see something away over here. Just put it under the water. Give it a little rub. Like this. Until the water goes clear again, right? Because it can be quite dusty. And there is our little thing that we'll put next to our filter. We're going to do it in one of the Neo tanks because this is something I don't advise people to do unless there is an issue with the tank. But in neocaridina tanks, if you have a higher population of shrimp, it's quite okay to do this every so often. Put a bag of this in just to help with removing bad stuff that might be in the water, especially if you're breeding lots and lots of shrimp. This kind of stuff is a godsend. As I said, only use this in neocaridina tanks, because if you try to use this on an active soil, what will happen is this will start to suck out the tannins and anything that's in the water that's organic that makes the water's pH low, right? So you don't want to add this unless there is a major issue, like if you use something like planaria as an example. All your planaria is dead, but you want to get rid of the medication. Use one of these, right? This is how you do it. So we are on my blue dream tank. I do have a little pouch in here that is a little bit old, so let's remove it. This stuff you can just dump. It's up to you guys if you want to find a better way to do this, so you're not just dumping nylon stockings. But I find it just easy to have a packet in the shrimp room somewhere, and it's easy enough to make these little balls like this. So just give it a squeeze so it doesn't drip all over the place. And then you add your new ball in behind your filter. And I like to just pull it forward a little bit, the filtration, the sponge. Push it down as far as it will go. This is more or less just to hold it in place and push the sponge back on it, right? And what this will do gradually over the course of a few hours, especially in neo tanks, is you'll start to see any yellow water will start to disappear and the water will become crystal clear. But so, as I said before, I used this primarily the other day to save my Opa Ule shrimp. So that gives you an idea how important it could be to have activated carbon in the shrimp room. Hope you've enjoyed today's video, guys. Please subscribe and like if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one. Happy shrimp keeping.